Welcome back to the Press Box Preps edition on DailyChronicle.com. I'm John Stife, Daily Chronicle sports editor. I'm here with John Solly, sports reporter, and Nick Gertz, sports reporter, here to talk about all the weekend's prep football games. Last week started out the same way as it did last year. Loss for DeKalb. What are they going to do this week to change that?
I don't know. Hopefully the return of Mando Williams will help them out on offense, but the defense had a great showing. I wouldn't say great showing, but a decent showing against Ottawa. I mean, anytime you give up 9 of 11 on fourth down conversions is going to hurt a lot, but 3 sacks and 2 interceptions against a team that's not really known for passing the ball is always a good sign. So when they go into St. Francis, hopefully they can carry that on in their first home game of the year.
And St. Francis is the team that had Mark Cashman run for, I think, 180 yards and 4 touchdowns on 5 carries in the first half. Ridiculous numbers. How do you stop somebody like that?
I don't know. That's a tough question. Thank God I'm not a defensive coordinator to figure that out. But that's going to be a big test for them. I mean, if they did that against Yorkville, it's going to be a big barometer game for them going into the Western Sun Conference.
All right, and Sycamore, the other Western Sun Conference team, came away with a huge win at Streeter, but it's the 5th straight time they've come away with a win in the opener, and now they've got to beat Burlington Central in the second game, kind of break that trend of losing the second game after winning the first. And Michael Buckner, the quarterback, he's a senior, stepped in. He hadn't started a lot. He just started 2 games at quarterback before, much like NIU's Chandler Harnish. He steps in fresh. He's not a freshman, but he's got the confidence. He had a great game. He was 10 for 12, completed his first 7 passes, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty unbelievable performance. The play of the game, though, was Brad Parsons. 285-pound defensive lineman picks up a fumble, rumbles 90 yards, runs away from wide receivers, stuff like that. I mean, anybody that was at the game will tell you that was the play of the game. They've got Burlington Central this week, hoping for that win. Burlington Central is a team that you're a little familiar with.
I actually covered them with the King County Chronicle, so I know a little bit about their history. I mean, they're always a playoff perennial team, history of winning games, and always a big northern powerhouse. So this type of game could prove a letdown game, or maybe be help them out and pick them up and hopefully continue a winning trend for the rest of the season.
All right, and the other big northern team, Genoa Kingston, came away with a huge win last week.
Right, they beat Chicago Longwood 47-0 at home on Friday night. The big story from that game, I think, was the kickoff for cash. They have a deal with a bank that if Genoa Kingston runs back the opening kickoff of either the first or the second half, a lucky fan wins $10,000, and that's exactly what happened. Lisa Leedy of Genoa won $10,000, and she's going to get $500 of that to Garrett Johnson, the guy who ran it back, for his college education. They had the game that I think everybody expected them to have. Chris Wilkins ran for 100 yards. T.C. Holterhouse ran for 88 yards. It was really a spectacular game all around for them.
And now this week they're going to West Chicago High School to take on Wheaton Academy on Friday night. Wheaton Academy, of course, doesn't have a home field, so they're playing at West Chicago. What should we expect from that game?
A different game from last year. Wheaton Academy returns basically everyone but 3 starters. Kingston has had all that turnover, so it's not going to be the blowout that it was last year.
All right, thanks a lot for coming by again. This is the Press Box Preps edition on DailyChronicle.com. If you got any questions, feedback, anything you want us to answer, don't be afraid to email us at sports@daily-chronicle.com, and we'll see you next week.